Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, Truckit Prowl. Before we get into this video, I would like to tell you quickly about a CPC course that I have used and would like to offer you guys a chance to get a 10% discount through using the code I have left in the description below. So just have a look in the description and you'll see that there'll be a little link there. It's called drivercpconline.com. It's a really handy way of getting your CPC hours in without having to leave your house. They offer online support with qualified CPC trainers. All you need to do is watch 2 hours of online CPC video and then 5 hours Zoom call to add to the 7 hours of your 35 hours needed. So if you need to get a CPC done, give it a try. And now let's get on with the video. So good afternoon. I want to talk to you guys today about the top reasons why people don't start their HGV journey. Now there are many. I'm going to go through a couple of them with you. The first one that I usually get is, I couldn't possibly drive something that big. That's what she said. However, you'll be surprised. It's like anything in life. Once you get a grip of it, it's fine. Like riding a bike. At first we were all rubbish. Practice, practice, practice. It's all good. So don't be scared by the size of them. Literally, it is something that you will conquer and you'll be surprised how quickly you will do that. The reversing part is the next part that most people say, I could never reverse them. How the hell do you reverse it? You have to steer the opposite way, yada yada yada. Yet again, it's the same concept. Don't overthink things, don't oversteer. That's probably one of the biggest things I can say. When I started, I was turning it this way, turning it that way, and I was going all over the place. And if you're a lorry driver already, and you know, you'll probably be thinking, yeah, I went through exactly the same thing when I started driving. Reversing is probably the hardest aspect of the job when you're starting out. So once you've mastered that, it's pretty much you're good to go. Now just be mindful when you do your test, the reversing side of it on your test is very basic, so don't be put off thinking that, oh, I've got to be an amazing reverser after doing a couple of days of a driving test. They are pretty lenient. It's literally you're reversing, you're on a road and you literally have to reverse like that into a couple of cones, so it's no big deal. So don't be put off by thinking that you wouldn't be able to do it in your test. You learn how to do the majority of your reversing once you're on the road. Now what I will say to you guys is, if you are new, then do consider what kind of driving you get into when you start, because if you're going to tight little places in London all the time, then you probably are gonna struggle. That's just being brutally honest with you. So try and think of jobs where you're going to be going into, like, I don't know, say if you wanted to work for a big supermarket that's just moving stuff from one depot to another depot. You know, when you turn up, there's going to be big open car parks and you're going to have lots of space to reverse on a bay. You're not going to be in people's way, and it will just do you a world of good to get that experience before you go and do anything else. Like, if you have a look at some of my videos doing some reverses into some of these tight yards in London, it's not something that I would have wanted to do when I first passed my test. So yeah, be mindful of that. So the next thing is, I can't afford to do the test. Now, if this is something that you're saying, then I'm probably guessing you can't afford not to do the test. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, obviously, if you're saying that you can't afford to do it, then you're obviously not earning a lot of money, and, well, it might not be the case, you might be earning good money, but obviously if you're looking at getting into HGV driving, then you're obviously going from something that's going to be less money to HGV driving, which is going to be more money. So find a way. I mean, when I first looked to get into HGV driving, I didn't have the money to do it straight away, and I borrowed the money off of my granddad and I paid it back as soon as I got in driving. I think it was 3 months, 3 wages, and I paid it all back. In total it was £3,000 that I borrowed. Now, I'm not recommending that you do this. I don't like giving financial advice, because you could come back and be like, oh, right, it's your fault. It's totally down to you what you do, so I'm not taking any responsibility if you do something like this and it backfires. But also, it is cheaper nowadays to do your test, because you can go from car to class 1. The way I had to do it, I had to go and do my class 2. I had to go get a little bit of experience doing that, and then once I'd done that, I went and done my class 1. So I had to do it in 2 sittings, which was roughly about £1,500 each license. So you've got the advantage now where I think you can do car to HGV, which I'm not 100% sure on the prices, but I imagine it's probably around £1,200 to £1,500 for the test. So you have to excuse me, I do have a cold. I've not been able to shake it. I've had it for like 2 weeks now, and it's just not going. So yeah, just get it done. If it's something that you know you want to do and you're passionate about, then do it. If you are just coming in purely for the money, then I must say this is not an industry that is going to be easy on you if you don't have a passion for it. So just have a think about it and see if there is a way that you can get yourself financially stable to do it, and just go for it if you can, because in my opinion it was the best thing I ever did. I was doing tyre fitting before, and I was doing truck tyres, so I was doing all the hours that I'm pretty much doing now, except for it was physically demanding. I was coming home absolutely filthy every night. My back was shot, my knees gone. It was just, yeah, it's hard graft. So this was the best option for me, and I'd say that it's worked out pretty well. So another excuse that I always hear is either I'm too young or I'm too old. Now, in this industry, age doesn't really matter too much. Now, maybe if you're young, not having experience might be a little bit of more of an issue. The main issue would be certain companies won't insure you unless you're 25 years old. But failing that, when it comes to people saying they're too old, as long as your eyesight and your health is good, like your blood pressure, then there really is nothing stopping you. I mean, obviously if you're like 70, then yeah, maybe it is a little bit too late, but sort of anything below that, you're pretty much good to go. It's not a job that is massively physically demanding. I mean, it can be, depending on what type of lorry driving you're doing. But if, you know, you're older and, you know, you can't physically cope, then obviously you're not going to go for those sort of jobs. Things like trunking and container work, generally where you don't have to do any physical manual labour, you're probably going to be okay with. So stop using that as an excuse, if it is one of the excuses you use, because it is something I hear a lot from people that I speak to. Oh, I can do that, I'm getting too old. What does that matter? Is your eyesight okay? Yeah, it's fine. Good. Is your health okay? Yeah. So, well, then there's no excuse, is there? So that's probably one of the most common ones that I hear a lot, other than obviously the other ones that I've just gone through with you. But yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video has motivated you to do your test. If it has, give us a like, subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments. See you on the next one.